I ask you, who is the most dangerous person in your church? I am not so much aiming at a specific individual, but rather, a type of person. We all can spot the unbeliever who does not fluently speak the language of Zion. We can identify the person from doctrinally anemic backgrounds because they keep cutting themselves with the sharp knives in the theology drawer. But, I submit that these types of people are not the most dangerous people that attend your church. At least, they are not in my experience. Instead, the most dangerous person at your church is the all-knowing smart guy who is unteachable. When I say unteachable, I mean that they have it all figured out. These are the ones who seem to have a lot of biblical knowledge. They can drop the 30-pound words and effectively argue every point. Very often they are quite involved, and appear to have things very much together. However, they are dangerous because of the reason you would not think. Simply put, they have become unteachable. Let me give you some reasons why and how this is dangerous. In their minds, they are gospel eclipsing. They forget that the Great Commission has learning embedded in it. This means that being a disciple of Christ is to be one who is always learning. Therefore, to have it all figured out is to deny who you are. As Christians we have to be people who are learning. This includes everyone from pastors to children. They are also very critical. If this person is not being moved by the ministry of the Word, then they are gathering bullets to shoot at leaders. They sit quietly during the sermons and teachings only to pick apart everything like a Monday morning quarterback. Their unteachability looks the exact opposite of what James 1 teaches. Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, for the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Therefore put away all filthiness and rampant wickedness and receive with meekness the implanted word, which is able to save your souls. James 1. Please note this is not a repudiation of constructive criticism, which is desperately needed. However, there is a big difference between constructive and destructive criticism. These people are also very divisive. This is dangerous for the church in that it invariably brings division. This type of boiling pot eventually spills over, and when it does, it only hurts unity and other people. In my experience, division in the church usually is a result of somebody being unteachable. This type of thing has a long legacy. Consider how Diotrephes liked to put himself first and stir up division. How did he do this? He did not submit to the teaching of the apostles. Meaning, he was unteachable. This is obviously dangerous for his own soul but also the church. Just like Diotrephes had influence in that congregation, so too the unteachable person will no doubt have influence in your local assembly. The influence of an unteachable person is a vehicle for division. A church that is teachable brings its leaders joy. A church or church member who is not robs them of joy. It's that simple. I can attest to the fact that this is very true. The unteachable person is one who continues to take up pastoral leadership's time with arguments. They just keep resetting the same issue over and over again. They can find anything to nitpick and be critical about. So in this sense he is a waste of time. Or, as Paul might say, the labor is in vain. So, what do you do with them? First and foremost, we pray for them. Forbid it that pastors become callous and unmoved themselves. The desire is for growth in the gospel. Therefore, pray. Colossians 1. We must also minimize their influence. Pastors should always be careful about who is appointed unto leadership. In this case it would obviously make sense not to just put the Bible trivia champ in charge of teaching and leadership items. Watch them and their sheep. If this person is a Christian, then he must be cared for too. The pastor must do this while guarding and caring for the flock. This is the type of thing that keeps pastors up at night. This type of thing weighs heavy upon pastors and church members alike. Therefore, even the consideration of such things should cause us to pause, evaluate our own hearts, and pray for receptivity of the word of Christ.